Welcome, ladies. So glad for us to be together another day of recording together.
Yes.
How's everybody doing today?
Good. We are doing good.
Just good. Is that it?
I
That's all you got
great.
for me?
Unbelievable. It's a brand new day.
Terry looks like she's pondering.
That's what I'm
I'm feeling real good. I'm feeling real good. I'm feeling real good. I'm feeling real good. Ping, 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 ping. All right, that's how I'm feeling.
We see who started drinking already today.
Clearly, next time I would like a heads up for my earbuds or my eardrums.
That's for all the people in the back section.
But thank you for that energy.
That's buying cheap tickets. That's why for who couldn't afford the closer seats. So yes.
Oh, okay.
In the back of the room.
Thank you.
Sac passe. You're listening to Unfiltered Liming with BLT. Every week, we will reflect on our journeys on trying to navigate between our parents' traditional culture versus American culture. We are your hosts, Bertie, the Haitian sensation,
Lisa, the Dominican diva,
and Terry, the tantalizing Trini.
No one's talking, so let's get unfiltered.
Thank you, ladies, for coming together for another wonderful episode.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to put a disclaimer out there. This section of the episode is purely our opinions and our opinions only. These are not facts. Do not take them literally. These are just our thoughts. Just our thoughts. Okay.
We are not experts in this field.
Basically.
But yes.
Basically. So what we're doing with this section of this episode, we're giving our opinion on the Will Smith, Chris Rock slap.
Was it a slap?
Oscars.
Would you call that in the street? Would you call that a slap? I don't know.
What that's called in the street, that's called a bitch slap. That's what the hell that's called in the streets. Because let me tell you, if it happened in the streets, my man, you would not be able to turn your back and walk away.
And button your back your jacket. That wouldn't have been happening. Yeah, bitch slap, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Nah. Yeah, you slap and you turn your back. Yo, that right there, the slap was disrespectful, number one. To turn your back was disrespectful, number two.
But
so
Lisa, please tell everybody, just in case if they didn't know, what exactly is the definition of a bitch slap?
I don't know. Let me see what Alexa said. A bitch slap is when you open-handedly slap somebody in the face. Like, yo, what the? Mm-hmm. What's your definition?
Okay. A bitch slap.
That's a bitch move.
That is a bitch move. You know, there's no workup. You know, like, fuck you, no, fuck you, no. There's no workup. There's just, I'm just coming up to you, kata, hold on to that. Just the connection, kata, you know.
Off guard. Kind of like
exactly.
Somebody off guard, yeah.
Right. So there's no argument. There's nothing. There's no prelude to the slap. You just feel the sting of it, like, yo, what the fuck just happened? So, but in the streets now, you go and you bitch slap somebody, then right now we talking funeral, because then it's a tussle, it's a fight, it's a cough down, you know. So
especially if I got a posse with me.
Oh yeah.
Look,
if I'm rolling deep,
look, 10 feet. 10 feet, toes, all that good stuff. Look.
Yes. Yeah.
You might have caught me off guard, but guess what? My posse's not off guard, so I don't know. You're not making it that far. I'm just sorry.
See, a bitch slap, there's no pre-warning. You know, it just happens. Usually in the street now, you're talking, you come up to the person, you know, all in their face, and you be like, that's right, nigga, I heard you was fucking talking about me. Yeah, so what the fuck is up now? So it's a prelude to the you know, the fisticuffs. But this one, it was just, you know, he just went up there smiling, katow. Hold on to that. That's what he said. When the hand connected with the face, and you know Chris Rock turned. Yes, he said, "Hold on to that." See, so yeah.
Not even that. Chris Rock, I think he thought he was correct to tell him something, so he leaned in to help him out.
So he leaned in.
To catch it, Lisa. That's what you're saying. He kind of like leaned.
I don't think that. Yeah, it looked like he went to catch it, but that was not his intention. I think he really thought he was trying to tell him something.
I agree. So at the end of it, when his face, turned to the left and then turned back to the camera, he said he must have said in his mind, "What the fuck just happened here? Did he really just slap me on national television?" And then I think inside, his black man inside reeled him back in and said, "This is what we're gonna do. 10 toes down. We're gonna stand right here, and we're just gonna continue. Keep going. Because if you feed into it, it escalates. So just keep going." And that's exactly what he did.
Well, I think.
Yeah, I give him props for that, because that takes a lot of. That's character. That's strength. That's.
He probably was. Yeah.
Dignity. That's. I don't. It's so much things for you to stand your ground and be like, you know what? I'm going to handle you on the back end. I'm going to hand you in the back end and take the high road.
But you know something, though?
It really takes a lot of...
But Lisa, nobody has to handle him because everybody else is handling him for him.
That is true.
So Chris Rock is
That is true.
Matter of fact, Chris Rock is coming out on top on this one. He really is,
Yeah.
And I think as a comedian, your job is to make people laugh. If you're sitting in the front, you're going to get heckled. Let's just call it a spade a spade. So, and if you
That's
don't
what
like
it
that,
is.
do not sit in the front. And I think personally, I like Jada. People have told me that I resemble her. Yes, they have. But the thing about it is that if you know that you rocking something and you standing firm on it, then stand firm on it. He make a little joke. All right, dust it off. You keep it moving. Laugh. You know something? Because you know why? You get the last laugh when you laugh more at yourself than anybody else. End of story. Exactly. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what comedian said it, but I just fell on the floor. So when Chris Rock's response was, no, he said, what did he say? I just got slapped by Will Smith. And a comedian said what would have got him good is if he said, damn, I just got slapped by Will Smith. I'm going to feel this until August.
Really? Serious?
Yo, when I heard that, I hit the floor. I said, oh, that'd have been...
Yeah, he would have come
That'd
back
have
up
been-
there.
Yo.
Oh my! But you know what? I think was it you, Lisa, that sent the Breakfast Club response? So a couple of things with that, whatever you want to call it. For me, is that Chris Rock has like a character, and he really stood, his ground. But I think also the bigger picture, how we talk about it, because he knew who he was presenting the awards to, a documentary. And I think he was focused on, because that would have dimmed the light on whoever he was presenting to, if that makes sense. And
Questlove from The Roots.
So I think that was the reason I feel like also like he just was focused on, look, I'm not going to take the shine away from this hardworking, person and stuff like that. And I think that shows more about his mental capacity to be able to say, you know what, this is fucked up or whatever, but this person has worked hard and I'm not going to let this pettiness take away from that, because he could have been like, yo, make a big brawl out of it and all this other stuff, but he still kept it. And then so I don't know. I feel like that I found interesting about this whole scenario is he laughed. Will Smith laughed.
That's
so
the thing.
my thing is, you should be slapping yourself. Don't be checking nobody if you laughed at the damn joke. I'm sorry. You cannot go and slap somebody. He made the joke. You laugh. Point blank, period. You're in the wrong. You can't go check nobody on that. You can't be like, yo, now your wife is upset. And that's why a lot of times I get things you're not going to see eye to eye with people, but you weren't offended. You were not offended. Because if you were offended,
not initially,
you wouldn't have been. You understand what I'm saying? It's like if I'm rocking with my wife or whatever, or my husband, and somebody say something, if we both are like sensitive to that matter, I'm not laughing. You understand? Like, I'm not laughing. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? But you laughed. So you thought it was funny. How we not checking that point and you go slap somebody? To me, like, that's, I don't know. I don't know their marriage. I don't know their situation. But for me, that's where it's like, it's not connecting for me, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
If you read the book, I'm telling you, you would definitely get a different perspective on Will, because even before this happened and I read the book, I was not surprised. I was I think I was more surprised that it happened on TV, but I was not surprised that he did this because there are parts in the book where he shows this type of behavior. Like, for instance, there was one where he had his first love. She was seeing somebody else because he was away, and he came back and he was talking to her, and then he don't know who the person is, and all of a sudden he lunged at the guy. So he lunged at the guy, and he was scrambling at her place of work where she worked at. So that's why I say that. Yeah, this is not. I'm not like, oh shit, how could he do this? I'm like, okay. It makes sense. It gave me a whole different insight to who he was, because I saw him differently. Before this whole thing happened, I saw him totally differently. Yeah, as a different person, and not in like he's a bad person type way, but some of his mannerisms, I'm like, okay, that's where that comes from. Okay, now I know. So yeah, he breaks down and he explains a lot of that. He was very open about a lot of stuff, and to me, what I got from the book is that Will is always on 10. He's always on.
Oh.
So yeah, definitely. So yeah.
I wonder if he feels like, I didn't read the book, but I wonder also too, first of all, I'm sure there's many pieces to what's going on, and because there's many pieces, that's what's going on in each of us. So we're not in his head.
We're not
so
here to judge. We're just saying.
No, and we can't speculate or judge because we're on the outside looking in. But all we can do is take the bits and pieces of things that we see. So two things. B, I want to circle back to you for a second, but before we do that, I saw another clip that he had on The Breakfast Club when he was talking about that he always felt like he had something with Tupac, because Jada had a love for Tupac. And he even said, like, they never had a sexual relationship, but they grew up together and they had a love for each other. But by the time they became older, where they could start dealing with each other, him and Jada were already together, right? And he said his issue is that he felt, I don't know if the word inferior he used, but he felt a kind of way because she had a love for Tupac, and Tupac was, this hard rapper. He was, the soft rapper from Philly. He's the kind of rapper that you could play rap in your house when your parents aren't going to say
clean
anything,
rap,
right? He's clean. He's a clean rapper. So I guess he probably felt some kind of way. Because at the end of the day, let's keep it real, ladies. Every woman, we love the bad boys, right? But at the end of the day, we can't take the bad boys home. So I guess he felt a kind of way that, his wife is always going to have an affinity for the bad boy. You know what I mean? And you're competing with that internally. But even though you're not focusing on the fact that you actually won the girl, you have the girl. That's just kind of piggyback on what you were saying, Terry, too. I'm sure added to who he is. Now, also, too, to circle back to what B was talking about, that Jada's sitting there and Will laughed at it first and everything like that. I also feel that when you're in a relationship, first of all, everybody's responsible for their own actions, number one. But when you have a relationship and you're a united front, if I see you about to step off the ledge, I feel like...
I got to reel you back in.
I feel like... As your partner, I gotta be like tapping on the shoulder,
you back in.
Let's think about this move before you do it, because these are gonna be the consequences. In the moment of emotions and rage and all that stuff, I think it's a beautiful thing to have a partner that's gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna think for you right now. You're about to make a mistake. I'm gonna need you to just count to 10 and think about what you're about to do, right? I think that's a beautiful part of a relationship. Now, if you choose not to listen to me and still jump off the ledge, I'm not responsible for your actions, okay? I think there's a certain line. So with that being said, I feel like at the awards, even if he laughed at it first and then he saw her face and saw she's getting upset, if he goes to get up, because I'm sure he had some kind of gesture to her, I feel like it was her also, I don't want to say duty or responsible, but
a duty.
A partner to like, at least grab him and be like, a duty, at least to be like, yo, babe, chill. Like, we on TV. This is the fucking Oscars. Like, yo, just chill for a second. Now, whether if he do the get off me, I'm the shit, and then so be it. But she didn't do that. We didn't see her do that. That's the part that I'm just kind of like, as a partner and as a union, we can't totally control them, but I think you need to at least make the gesture like, yo, babe, think for a minute.
Yeah.
But
Yo, babe, chill. I mean, even in the streets, right? You remember we was younger back in the days in the streets.
You jump in front of the person, you be like,
the fight is actually
you like, wait a minute. Yeah.
You still jump in front.
Especially like you that courtesy for your friends, for your like, yo, this, because the thing is, you already know, this is the thing too, Lisa, you bring in this point. If I have a girlfriend that's about to jump in a fight, because I know if I don't stop her, the minute she starts, then I'm already like, okay, if you strapping up, then that means whatever happens to you, now I'm jumping in the fight. So are we really doing this? You understand what I'm saying? Like, because that's the thing.
Like, I don't feel like fighting today. Can we think about this first? Like, I just got my eyebrows did. What we doing?
Because I'm like, I'm not gonna just leave you hanging. But the thing is, it's gotta be like, I'm jumping in front of you, like, yo, like you're about to put both of us in a situation we may not want to be in today. Or maybe I could be like, yo, I got you. Like, what we doing? We cutting. Oh, you understand what I'm saying? Like, we gotta be on the same page of where we're going with the fight. And I don't know, like I said, but I felt like I, in my opinion, again, disclaimer, in my opinion, based on a lot of, because we all do work in ourselves, right? And we all over time. So I feel like they both are doing work on themselves, but I feel like they both, like, you know each other's trigger as well. And sometimes we could, with a glance or a look of our partner, we could trigger them, whether good or bad. You understand what I'm saying?
True.
So my thing is, I feel like, again, you're going through this, you know, you shaved your head because you have alopecia or whatever. And I understand maybe at that moment, Jada felt insecure or she felt some type of way because you all go through different stages. But was it a conversation that you guys have at home to say, yo, if anybody talks about my alopecia, then it's an issue for me? You understand what I'm saying? Or how are we going to handle, because I feel like those conversations you need to have it, because he felt like he was protecting you, but from what? Like Terry said, what is he protecting you from? Because you are a celebrity where people are going to take or whatever they choose to take, and you're going to be in the news, you're going to be in so many different things because you're sharing your life with people, whether you agree with it or not. I think as a celebrity, I'm not saying they're not people, but I just feel like certain celebrities, they know, like, yo, if I'm choosing to walk this path, I'm sharing my life with people. She got what? Red Table Talk. She's talking about everything in the world. So for you to think that people are not going to have an opinion or do whatever, you can't stop that. People could joke and whatever, and it could be something that you totally are insecure about, you know, you're sensitive about or whatever, but you can't stop that. So your response is, the world doesn't revolve around Jada Smith. It doesn't revolve around you. So yeah, I understand, like, you may have been sensitive to that, but to the point where, again, what's the bigger picture? Y'all a black couple sitting at the front row of an Oscar. Your man was like, you know, got nominated for his role. Like, let's focus on, because I was disappointed, to tell you the truth, because I was just like, damn, there goes two black men on national TV showing this Oscar that is full of white people y'all trying to change, that, yo, we know how to behave. So I'm sorry, I don't really give a, like, not that I'm saying, like, you're alopecia, but my thing is, I'm sorry, Jada, like, let's roll back. Let's like, step back for a minute, breathe, and really, like, focus on the bigger picture. The opportunity you guys have to lead by example, to change what you're trying to change, instead of worrying about, like, you shaved your head for yourself. The choice is you.
Yeah, you did it for yourself. Yeah, because I saw another article that said that her daughter convinced her to shave her head because her daughter has shaved her head several times. And convinced her to do it with her. So let's keep it real. Did you shave it because of alopecia? Or you shaved it because you had a bond with your daughter and y'all were doing that together? So let's talk about what really that is. Right?
So I'm just saying, it's a lot.
And then again, like you said, it's a lot. I was even shocked. My dad said, well, wait a minute. Aren't they on a talk show and they talk about all their business, but then they want to say something about people talking about them?
So
and I ain't gonna lie, it made me feel like, I'm embarrassed as.
So I have a,
like, and, sorry, this is what I had to say. Sorry. This is what I had to say. just 2 years ago, 2020, when everything was Black Lives Matter and George Floyd and all that stuff, they were protesting the Oscars because the Oscars did not have enough black nominations. And then now you just go and also too disrespectful because they had a black producer. Again.
So
okay, I'm done.
Let me ask you ladies this one question. I don't know if you would know the answer, but this one question, I would put it out to you and to everybody who's listening. After Will slapped Chris, what was Jada, did she say, no, why did you do it? What did she do? I think
she laughed.
She laughed at the fact that her husband went up to slap somebody else on national TV, which puts us as black people back because it is showing that we don't know how to act.
It showed that she laughed.
She did?
Somebody took a recording, a video, they were behind her, and it showed him on stage, and she laughed. She's like, you can see her body language, like she chuckled.
Now see, that's not funny, because I think I would be so appalled. This is just, again, let me put this out there. This is not, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, but this is just my opinion. For me, at that time, I think, and I cannot say definitely, because when you're in a situation, you don't know how you're going to react. But I think I would have been more shocked and embarrassed than anything.
I think I'd have been embarrassed too.
That's just me. So no shade to anybody.
I'd have been embarrassed.
Not saying that how you should have or you didn't and so on and so forth. I'm just saying if it, I think at that time I would have been shocked and embarrassed. So
yeah. I definitely would have been embarrassed.
But I think it goes back to what Lisa said. If she had a love for like the bad boy, then are we surprised when he acts in this bad behavior?
Oh.
Why she's chuckling?
Because secretly...
And I'm not saying that's what's happening. We don't know if she laughed because maybe she did think he was just going to tell him something. I don't know when the we don't know. We're speculating our opinion. But my thing is, if she's been like... Because if you've listened to, like, what is it? The guy, you said August, is that the guy name that she had the entanglement with?
Augustine. Yeah,
and Augustine. All the stuff. Like, I feel, in my observation, I feel she's trying to find who she is because she's talked about this a lot, right? She was married to Will Smith in the beginning, and she's trying to uncover who she is. And I just feel there's certain behavior as far as she's demonstrating, like I just feel like she's in this marriage, but at the same time, there are certain things that she probably is like, oh, okay, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? That's my dude, and he's going to ride for me, protect me. Because there are some people also that, following on Instagram that feel like he protected his speech like of the protect. Well, and that's the part. I don't understand that part, but...
Well, I actually, that was the only part of it that I felt like I get because that's a hot button for me, is that to be in a relationship and I don't feel like I'm protected or the person's not protecting me, that's actually a hot button for me. So that part I get, but I do not condone go and put your hands on somebody and just flat out embarrassing us. No, I don't condone that. That's not a level to do that on. But the protecting aspect, that part of it I kind of get.
I'm with Lisa.
I don't condone any of the behavior at all. I just got to put that out there.
I'm with Lisa.
I don't. There's so many other ways you could have handled it. You could have just went on, got up, went backstage, had a conversation with him. There's so many other ways.
So that's just, to me, that's just showing a weakness. You're exposing a weakness that you have, to everyone. Because, I mean, if you didn't move, nobody would know that moved you or that bothered you, right? Yeah. But because you got up and then you slapped him, and then on top of that, you cursed at him, you used profanity, so that is showing people, to me, it's just exposing you and putting you out there like, oh, okay, I know how to get to him. I know that hot button.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah, so now when they want to get to Will, they're going to get to Jada. Now they know. Thank you. You ain't supposed to let them.
But not only that, don't you feel like they've opened up now? You were worrying about one joke. Now you got the whole world about to, like, let's be honest.
Oh, let me tell you. The other comedians are roasting Will.
Of course.
Yo.
They listen, if you worried about him saying something about shaving her head and alopecia, the other comments that I've heard several comedians say,
Yeah.
They're gonna go
Then you might
for the jugglers. Now
you might as well come out with an M80. You might as well come out with an M80. That's the crap that I've heard other comedians say.
I feel like there's new comedians right now. Their career are gonna be based on this right here. They're not even like known yet, but I just feel like, yo, you just thank you for opening the door. So these comedians that's about to get out here, look, I'm sorry.
So just to kind of wrap up things also too, how do you think that in the West Indian community this would have been handled?
Oh, can I answer that first, please?
Yes, you can. Go ahead. Terry, yes, the lady with her hands up and the blonde platinum hair. Let's go.
I know that I sent you guys the excerpt that Major Hype did. So if it was a West Indian...
Oh, yeah.
Basically, what he did was, Major Hype does, for people who don't know, Major Hype in the West Indian community, he does different Caribbean accents. So he did it as if he was Chris Rock, and then Will coming up to hit him. So what he did was, he raised up his shirt and showed his gun. Like what really going on here? So I think in the West Indian community, I know for a fact that would have went down like that. It would have been, yes, it would have been licks. Somebody would have been collecting heavy licks that night. So yeah, it would have been a tussle. Definitely. That's all I gotta say.
Oh no, they wouldn't have cared about the cameras. They wouldn't have cared about the people in the audience. Matter of fact, it would have turned into a BET award real quick.
So for me, I'm gonna say a lot of times people don't try Haitian people because they be talking about voodoo. So they would have been like, yo, I don't want to lose nobody part. So he would have probably not even stepped on the stage because he probably would have been like, yo, say something. I'm about to take your tongue. Say something. You know, I'm just kidding. But I'm just like, I feel the same way. It wouldn't have been Caribbean people. We already are hot-tempered. Like, it would have not been like the way Chris Rock kept it together. No. It would have been like, oh, you walking off stage? No, you not. What? Drag.
They like, go to commercial. Go to commercial. Go to commercial. Go into commercial. Another way Caribbean people would handle this situation is they'd make a song out of it. That's one thing Caribbean people do is they make a song out of everything. Everything.
Jump up and Will Smith. Jump up and Will Smith. Jump up and Will Smith. Jump up and jump up, jump up. Jump up and jump up, jump up. Jump up and jump up, jump up.
Hey, pull up that!
Jump up and Will Smith. Jump up and Will Smith. Jump up, jump up, jump up. That's it right there.
That is true. That is so true. Thank you, Terry. Coming to
a carnival near you.
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
Yes. Okay. This was awesome, ladies. I'm glad that we got the opportunity to share our opinions on this.
What's the tip? Everybody give a tip. A tip.
When someone's approaching you, don't put your hands behind your back.
Yes. Lick shot. Lick shot.
That's
B, what's your tip?
One. Be careful. Be careful who you take into a fight with you. Yeah.
Calm heavy. Calm heavy.
Because if you're about to bitch slap somebody, I'm gonna need my road dog. If I'm not be caught off guard, that they gonna knock you out. I'm just saying.
You need the one that's gonna be fighting, not the one who will be like, well, you know something? Wait. Yes, you need to be like,
I'm gonna need what you say. I'm gonna need the person that's gonna be like, oh, you did that to her? Like I'm about to take my gun out right now. So you better,
All right, and my tip is think before you react. I know it's going to be hard, but that's the growth in you. Just give that second think, because that second is going to make all the difference. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Thank you, Lisa.
No, you're welcome. No, thank you, ladies.
And we out, ladies.
À la prochaine, le peuple. Thank you for joining us this week on Unfiltered Liming with BLT. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and join our Facebook page at Unfiltered Liming with BLT. As always, subscribe to the show to catch